Thank you, sir. Jason from Bloomberg again. I know you mentioned that your government was preparing a response to the U.S. State Department's human rights report, but I just wanted to ask you about one point in that report, because I know you want to give a response to that, and that was on Birtukan Mideksa. As you're aware, they listed her as a political prisoner, and they mentioned that her mental health had been deteriorating in prison. So I want you to respond to that. Do you have any information about her health status there? Where are these reports coming from? And then the second question is, do you envision any possible scenario where the EPRDF might lose the elections in May? And if so, what happens? How do you manage that transition? Thank you.
I'm not surprised that they have characterized Birtukan as a political prisoner, because I understand they have also characterized ONLF and OLF terrorists taken to court and sentenced by the courts as political prisoners. It may sound strange that terrorists who have been taken to court, found guilty in a court of law, have been characterized as political prisoners by the United States, which was a country that introduced the world to the concept of enemy combatants who are expected to live in legal limbo in perpetuity. But that's life. I think the French say c'est la vie, and that's how we characterize it. The health situation of Birtukan, the latest I heard, she's in perfect health. She may have added a few kilos, but other than that, and that may be for lack of exercise, other than that, I understand she's in perfect health. Where are they getting it, these reports? The usual suspect, I guess, the usual suspects. The funny thing about these reports is that they do not take the very elementary steps of trying to verify the facts. There's a funny incident, you know. In the report, they mention somebody who we are supposed to have disappeared. Now, when somebody who read the report asked, is this true? Called the concerned region and asked if this is true. The officials were incredulous, because this person that we are supposed to have disappeared is alive, well, and kicking, employed as a guard in that particular town. Now, this is not, it does not require a lot of money. It does not require a lot of effort to identify a person, to know whether a person has actually disappeared or not, especially those that are available. Now, some people might have left the country illegally, and it may be difficult to track them. But people who are here in the country, working officially, formally, it doesn't take much effort to check whether they have actually disappeared or not. So there are lies and lies. There are plausible lies and implausible ones. One would expect, the least one would expect from these reports, even if there are lies, they would be plausible ones. But that is not the case. And I think the State Department is being ill-served by the sources of those information and those who do the collating and write-up of these reports, because it is exposing the State Department report to ridicule. It's very easy to ridicule it, because it is so full of loopholes. They could very easily have closed the loopholes and still continue to lie.
So, will diplomats, journalists have access to Birtukan then, so they can verify these allegations?
No, that will not happen because you do not have that right in your country. Birtukan is an ordinary prisoner of law. She will be treated like an ordinary prisoner of law. What some in the United States and others want is for her to be treated differently. They want her to be treated differently because they want to convey the message that those who have friends in the right places are immune from persecution in Ethiopia. We will keep her imprisoned permanently to prove the contrary point. And we will keep her in prison like every other prisoner. No more rights, no less rights. She will have all the rights that any other prisoner has, which is that family members can see her. They do see her routinely. Family members, friends see her routinely. She has a number. She has a list. She has a number of people she can see. She puts the names, and on that basis, people go and see her. I know members of her family very, very frequently see her in prison. And that's the right of every prisoner in Ethiopia. She will have exactly the same right like any other criminal. Nothing more, nothing less. Thank you very much.